Hey everybody, happy Thanksgiving. I went to my family's house for Turkey Day and they have lots of dogs. And as I ended up on the underbelly of a dog pile, I began to wonder, what's the difference between the hair on your head and fur? Now, before I did the research, I thought the difference would be that fur would be more dense, but I learned that's not true because human scalps have the same number of hair follicles as some of our fur-bearing counterparts, like mice and some breeds of dogs. I know this is gonna sound crazy, but it turns out they're both made of the same thing. They're both composed of keratin, which are these really strong proteins made up of long chains of amino acids. These keratin strands sprout from the hair follicles or openings in the skin, and they're both made up of dead skin cells, which is why when you pinch your hair, it doesn't hurt. It's also why hair can't be mended or repaired, despite what your hair conditioner claims. I've also heard people say that the difference between hair and fur is that hair keeps growing, but fur stops at a certain length. That's also untrue, and I think the confusion stems from a misunderstanding about the growth cycle. Let's talk about how it works. In the Antigen phase, hair is in a constant period of growth. The duration of this phase depends on the species, individual genetics, and where the hair is located. For human head hair, this phase lasts 2 to 6 years, but for a dog, it's only 6 to 8 weeks. In the Catagen phase, a transition happens. The body starts to slow the growth of the hair. The hair follicle shrinks and gets cut from the blood supply and the cells that produce new hair growth. In the Telogen phase, the hair follicles go dormant. No new hair growth occurs. And lastly, there's the Antigen phase, where the hair sheds or falls out, and the cycle reboots, starting over. Strands of hair can be in different stages of the growth cycle at the same time. Now your short-haired dog might be going through these cycles a lot more frequently than you are, which is why you might have dog hair all over your couch. Less time in the Antigen phase could explain why my hair never gets past my shoulders, but other friends of mine can grow hair to their waist. It can also explain why you can braid the hair on your head, but not your armpit. All right, focus, because now it's time for the recap. So there is no difference between hair or fur, other than what us Homo sapiens decide to call it. I personally notice we start to call it hair when it's really long and fur when it's really short or particularly dense. If you have anything to say about this hairy situation, I'd love to hear about it. Share your thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll see you later.